just the youth back on Guam is the secret. You know, I have something and a lot to play for. So, I mean, until I kind of told myself until someone can take the reins from me, at least from home, then, you know, my time is done. So, I mean, there's kids on the market at the moment, you know, as far as coming up on the US, on the radar. So, I mean, it's in a good way. After that first practice, that was it. And then I got an email from, I forgot, maybe Mike Saunders. This was when it was the NA4s, North American 4s.
Yep.
So that was a East and West. We had a Falcons and Hawks, and then Canada East and West. So I got an email. I actually got an email from someone. I brought it to the coach, Woodsy. I was like, what is this? I got this email saying, you know, I'm not too sure what this is. And their eyes lit up. They're like, oh shit, like, yeah, you should go. I was like, well, okay, like I don't know what is it? You know, just asking him. And he was like, well, that's your foot in the door to make the American side. I was like, American side? Well, again, it's not a big deal. I was like, well, what are you talking about? Like, I just did it for fun. And they're like, well, do you want to play rugby in Canada and represent America? I was like, sure, why not? So I ended up doing it. So I went.
What happened to your soccer coach?
That's where I met Nessie Maliko. Oh, so again, I was still in the off season. Oh, this is what I mean. It all happened so fast that I was just like, well, yeah, I'll do it. Me being young, the door of opportunity opened. So I was like, well, I'm going to walk through the door. I'm going to see where it takes me. The same, man. The same, but better than I was last year. You know, feeling, again, I haven't really had my actual hard one-on-ones with both the Pauls of what I want to do and what I want to play. But as of right now, it's just I would like to play anywhere in the back three again. Obviously, I'll fill in where I can or where I need to. At the end of the day, it's what the boys need. You know, if I can do it, then I'll do it. If I don't want to, but if it's needed, then I got it. You know, so I've always been a team player and I always will be. But yeah, so that's where I feel I'm needed, is where the team needs.
Yeah, not exactly how I would want it to go, but when I left England, when I left Wasps, I wasn't necessarily enjoying my rugby. I just wanted a bit of a new start somewhere else, and I definitely got that when I came here. I was loving the day-to-day with the team and the culture and the place. I loved all that. So when I went back after the pandemic hit, it was deciding on whether, you know, London Irish offered a contract. So do I want to play full-time with Irish or come back to Seattle? And I think, you know, I knew I'd be walking away from a real enjoyable place where the rugby's good, it's growing, and I sort of had done that Premiership, so I'm not sure if I wanted to do that anymore. And so it's an attritional league, 11 months of the year, very hard to break in and stay in. I just thought out here is something exciting and new, and I love my time. So for me, that was the real positive, was just finding that place where I think I can develop most as a player, person, everything. So yeah, that side of things is great. I think for the team, last year it was anything short of winning would be disappointing, because we'd won the first 2 years, so anything short of that would be disappointment. I think we've kept a lot of the squad together, so that's something that people don't value as much as it should be, is having all the same players, and we've kept a lot of them. It's quite beneficial. I think a lot of other teams have turned quite a few over, but so I think for us, if we don't win, we'd be disappointed. And me, on a personal note, I just want to be playing my best rugby and get back to, you know, consistently playing well, which I've had periods of when I was at Wasps and London Scottish before that. We've had such a long time off. I just want to get back to that consistent level again. I think San Diego is always a circle name, I think, because they pushed us, and we nicked the final off them before I got there, and then first game of the year, and they got one over on us. They got some big names there. They didn't lose a game last year. There's a lot of I think that would be the game I'll be looking forward to as a team to turn over. And if we could, then I think that would be a real confidence boost for the team. Other than that, the LA team seems to be picking up some nice names, so I think that would be a good game. Good game for us. And Austin have got a few boys that I know and that I've played with at the Royals or London Irish, or lads that were at like Hassler, who's there now. So I think that game would be one that I'd be looking at as well. Those would be, if I had to pick down to a few, those would be the ones.
Yeah, the longest off season ever in the whole world. Yeah. No, look, we were pretty lucky, or not lucky, I guess. It worked out that we signed a lot of new players, and we signed them on a 2 or 3 year contract. Firstly, because of the visas, so there was a fair bit of change in the personnel with the Sabercats when we came in, and also with the coaching staff. So that was a little bit of a plan for some longevity and some stability, which I think's worked in our favour with the season cut short, and the guys were fresh in their minds with how we wanted to structure our plays and what sort of systems we wanted to put in place. So that's worked in our favour, as I said. So it's been a little bit easier probably than a lot of the other teams when they've had a fair turnover of players, and also the new teams coming into the competition. So we were able to maintain contact. We've got a communication portal that works really well for us. To answer your question about the draft, obviously, we've had a few little bumps in the roads since we finalised our squad, and that'll be no secret when it all kicks off again. So we were actually looking for a couple of players. So I guess the roll of the dice sort of went a few teams' ways, because I know that they had some reasonably quality players, especially guys that, finished in Colorado and they're expecting to go to Dallas, and then their whole world got turned around again. So I think it was, as I said, it's good that the MLR offered them a lifeline, if you want to say that for want of a word. And, we were looking at some players, and we did it. As I said, we had a couple of bumps in the road, and we're lucky to grab a couple of guys that we needed. And obviously with the draft, you've got a week to negotiate with them. So fingers crossed, we'll probably know by the end of the week if we've been successful, and if we can get a couple of the players that we were looking at. Obviously there were some good players around. Not really, Dan. We were ready for Dallas, but obviously now, as you said, we've got to change our thinking to Seattle, and we never got to play them last year. So, and I know they've probably rebuilding a new team because they lost a few players, as I understand. So, look, we just want to make sure we get everything right and do the best we can to fit everything that we need to fit in with the COVID protocols around the team and around the competition. So, look, we'll focus a little bit on them, but I think we really want to focus on ourselves, and that's how we looked at the first game against Colorado last year. And touch wood, we're playing at home and we're looking to win our first game. And so the schedule for us for our home games doesn't change, Dan. So we've still got our 8 games at home. It's just we play Seattle first, and I think we play Free Jacks second. But the actual schedule comes out on Wednesday, as you probably know. So we just want to focus on ourselves, really.